is up, Sneeples? We have done it. We have cracked Oscilio, making an OTK version of him. Unfortunately, the bannings of the tomes have really just made this an LR deck, but it's still a lot of fun. Let me show you how. But first, do you like this shirt? Well, you can get them at fleshandbaubles.com. You can even use our promo code SNEEP for 15% off your entire order. They got shirts, they got keychains, and they got more to come. So check them out, fleshandbaubles.com. Let's get back to the video. Alright, let's get into the equipment that we'll be running for Oscilio. First off, we are going to be using the Aether Bindings of the Third Age. This is his new arm piece. We're going to need this to get a ton of damage on our OTK turn, as well as using Lightning Greaves. This is also going to be used quite a bit, so we can get action points for our OTK turn. For our chest, we are going to use Tunic. This is just for the resource that we can use throughout the game. And then our headpiece is Crown of Dominion. We are a Royal Oscilio. We are going to have to use this to get the gold because we are also playing Cash In. Now let's get into the meat and bones of the deck and why we are playing Cash In. We are going to be playing 9 tomes in this deck.
Wow, look at all these books.
Because on our last turn, we are going to be looking to draw a ton of cards. We're going to be playing tomes to draw other tomes, as well as drawing sigils. So the tomes that we're going to be playing is Tome of Fandle, Tome of Aetherwind, and Cash In. We're going to be playing these tomes here. And then the sigils we're going to be playing are Sigil of Lightning and Sigil of Brilliance. We're also playing the Sigil of Conductivity, but hopefully we will have those out on the board before the turn begins. Now, why are we drawing all these cards? Why are we putting all these sigils in? Let's get to it. First off, we are playing Brainstorm at the very beginning of our OTK turn. Brainstorm, allowing us to ping damage for every time we draw cards, is easily going to get up to about 12 to 16 points of damage. Already very, very good. The reason why we're playing all these sigils out on one turn is because of Glyph Overlay. Glyph Overlay is going to deal X plus 3, where X is the number of sigils we have out. We're looking to have 9 sigils out for that turn. If we have 9 sigils out, it's coming in for 12. And if it surges, which if it does over 3 damage, then it shuffles all those sigils back in your deck. And that means every sigil of Brilliance that gets shuffled into your deck leaves the battlefield, which allows you to draw 3 more cards, which is 3 more damage effects from Brainstorm. Finally, we are going to finish this turn by using our gloves to get amp 9, because 9 sigils have left the battlefield. Therefore, we have our next spell having amp 9. They're all lightning sigils that we're playing. So meanwhile, Volzair, your staff, is also getting amp counters up. Use the counters there and then come in with the Surge card that draws you 2 cards, because why not? So you're going to be surging for 15 plus the 3 points of damage. So you're going to be coming in for 18 points of damage. More than likely you're hearing that surge, which will draw you 2 more cards, which again, 2 more points of damage for Brainstorm. Overall, if you add up all together, you can get anywhere from 47 to 54 points of damage. I even had double Brainstorm turns that gets you over 70 points of damage. So there is a ton of damage to be had on this final turn. It's just a matter about how you set it up. So let's get into exactly how to do that.
Okay, so here is the deck laid out on TTS. This is generally what you want to have within your stack. Well, you want to have the E-Pots out and the Sigil of Conductivities out. You can play these throughout the game just to play them out. But these cards here is what you want to have in your stack. This is the Glyph Overlay. We got our Tome of Fandles, our Tome of Aetherwinds, and we only want 1 cash in. Alright, because we only have 1 gold, so we only want 1 cash in the stack. We can block with the others, or even play the others if we wanted to throughout the game. The Sigils of Brilliances and Sigils of Lightnings are the sigils we want. And then we have our Surge card here to be able to deal the damage and draw 2 cards at the very end. So, which sometimes really isn't even necessary. Sometimes you kill them regardless. So, we'll do this as a little damage counters. because we're going to need him for all of our counters that are going on. So we'll go ahead and shuffle all these cards up. This stack doesn't have to be very, very particular, which is really nice. You do just want to make sure you have the tomes and sigils a little bit like mixed in, but generally speaking, like you don't have to worry about too much, which is really nice actually. We'll just shuffle that up. Now with Kano, you wanted your pitch stack, you wanted to Kano into your pitch stack. With here, you can just draw your pitch stack and you'll be totally fine. So we'll just draw 4. Okay, so here it is. This is our pitch stack. We have a ton of tomes. We have 1 Sigil of Brilliance. We need the E-Pots for this turn here, so that we don't have to use so many resources to get cards out here. So we have everything here. So let's get on with the turn. This is our setup. This is the hand we draw. First thing we're going to do is we're going to use Tunic Resource to activate our Lightning Greaves. That is going to allow every instant to give us an extra action point. So the first instant we're going to play is Brainstorm. By doing that, we're going to break our energy potions, getting 1 extra resource, playing the Brainstorm, and then we'll put a little Brainstorm counter on how many cards we draw. All right, so this gives us, now we have 2 action points, because this is instant, so we get an action point since it has go again. So we have 2 action points. All right, we'll use up one of our action points here. We're going to draw 2 cards. That's going to add 2 here and draw. All right, got some sigils. This is good. Okay, let's go ahead and play the Sigils of Brilliances out. That is going to give us 2 charges on Rosaire, and that is going to give us 2 more action points since they are instances, as you can see there. And then we are going to use this 1 remaining resource from our E-Pots to draw 2 cards, increasing this up. So we have pinged our opponent for 4 now. And now we got 2 tomes, and that actually goes down on our action point. We're going to use another action point here to tome again. Going up 2, drawing 2 cards. Alright, and then we're going to go ahead and use our last action point to tome again. Drawing 2 cards. Okay. Alright, perfect. It looks like we're going to go ahead and play our Sigil of Brilliance. And 2 of our Sigils of Lightnings. We're going to see. We might end up playing all 3. Generally, we want to. Alright, so we go up 3 here. We get 3 more action points. We can go ahead and use this E-Pot here. Get 2 resources. Use 1 of these resources for a tome. Let's draw 2 cards. Okay. There's our cash in. Ideally, we wanted to see our cash in a little bit before. So we're going to use cash in. This breaks the gold, so it's free. Doesn't take up an action point. We'll draw our last card, which is the spell that we need. All right, so we have 1 resource floating. So we can go ahead and play this Sigil of Lightning. That's going to increase here and increase here. Using that 1 resource, we are going to play Glyph Overlay. Glyph Overlay is going to come in for 3 plus the number of sigils we have on the board. So we play these sigils and they don't leave unless they get destroyed. So if our opponent cannot deal arcane damage, then these stay around. So we're able to have 9 sigils on the board, and we are going to deal 12 points of damage right now, not including our Brainstorm damage. We'll add that up at the end. Alright, so this will surge. Even if they double Oasis, it still surges. So this will surge. So we will shuffle in all 9 of these sigils back into our deck. And with each Sigil of Brilliance that leaves the arena, you draw a card. So we are going to have 3 draw card triggers after shuffling. We also make a lot of embodiments of lightnings, but that's neither here nor there. This is the last turn, so we really don't need it. Alright, so we shuffle our deck, we draw 3 cards, and then we add that up to 3 there. Alright, and then that used up an action point, so we're at 2 action points now. Okay, since 9 pieces of, or 9 sigils left, we have 9 charges on our arms here. Alright, now, we can now play out a Tome of Fiendel that we had. We will have to pitch one of our sigils. That's totally fine. Go down to 1 action point and draw 2 more cards here. All right, so this goes up to 2. Now we are going to play out all of our sigils because we can and we want to. And that is going to give us 4 action points. But more importantly, it's going to give us 4 Volzair amps. All right, so now that all these are out, we're going to use our arms to have 9 amps, 9 plus amp for our next spell. We're going to use Volzair to add 10 more, so our next spell gets plus 19. And then we are going to cast out we're going to cast this Surge out. This is coming in for 19 plus 3, and if it surges, we draw 3 cards, or draw 2 cards. So this is going to come in for 19 plus 3 is 22 points of damage, putting this up to 34. And then we draw 2 more cards, which is just going to be sigils, which puts this up to 18. All right, so 34 plus 18 is 52 points of damage. That is what we did in the entirety of this one turn. 52. 52 is the magic number to hit, because if your opponent, because it's on your turn, will have a full grip more than likely. If they have 4 blues in their hand and they still have 40 life, then you need to deal 52 damage to kill them, assuming they have AB1, which is all you need against Brainstorm, which is exactly what you'll need there. Can this get Oasis to stop it? Sure it can. But at the same time, you are playing spells that deal arcane damage throughout the game. You do have spells like Aether Spindle, Comet Storm, you got Swell Tidings. I mean, there's plenty of stuff to deal arcane damage that you can throw at them. So not really a problem to just get them even below 30. And then they still need to have Oasis and all blues in order to survive this as well. So very good chance that this OTK turn is good enough. I know what you're thinking. Oh, well, this is just perfect. Like, surely, like, someone playing against me and attacking me doesn't have this sort of result. If you guys want to see the full version, please check out our Patreon. If you are watching the full version, thank you so much for being a Patreon subscriber. But this is the deck. This is how you play Oscilio OTK, dealing all this damage all in one turn. A very easy stack. You're not having to be very particular with your stack. So very easy way to make this happen. Thank you so much, guys. Keep on fapping.